What's up guys, Kristen from Anime Collective. So I got in a new shipment of anime statues that I can't wait to show you guys, so let's get into it. First up is Surge Studio's Gara statue, which shows him as a kid. I'm pretty sure this is an interpretation of his fight during the tuning exams against the Rain Ninja, where Gara's sand protects him as seen here in this statue. I could be wrong, but let me know what you think in the comments below. As far as extra details go, they added the sand eye up top here. The details are nice and clean. The textures added to Gara's clothing are a highlight too. The texture on his pants in particular add a lot to his body sculpt, and the drapes and folds of his sash are recreated well also. The biggest success of this statue to me though is the sand texture they achieved. It just looks so realistic and so good, whether it be on the shell that is protecting Gara or the sand that he stands upon. This is very quintessential Gara, this hand out in front pose, which I love, but the way Surge Studio showcases sand-based jutsu is just incredible also. It really looks like he's forming the sand here, so it's a cool effect. The likeness of Gara is spot on too. The statue shows him as a kid, and they really captured the angry expression he had when he was younger. His green eyes are bold. I think they use decals here, which I like, because his eyes are even and precise, and his spiky red hair looks good too. He has his sand gourd on his back too, and they added texture to this as well. On the base, Shikaku's face is beginning to form. I thought this was an interesting interpretation and a way to showcase him on a statue without having him in full form. Because of this, the statue has a smaller footprint, which I really appreciate. I do want to have one of him alongside Gara in the future, but this one is easily displayable around the house and isn't heavy, which I enjoy. The base also has a badge on the front that is sculpted and painted to look like an open scroll. I've been a fan of Surge Studio since getting their Kisame and Itachi statues. This one is much smaller and much more affordable, yet it still has amazing textures and details as expected from Surge Studio. Before I showcase the other two statues, I also got a surprise shipment in from FavorGK, which is one of the main sites I buy my anime statues from, of some cool 3D art as well as some Naruto Minifigs, so I could show them off and review them for you guys on the channel. First up are the Naruto Minifigs. These character bricks are by WM Blocks, by the way. I'll link to them in the description below if you'd like to check them out. First, I want to show you guys the Hidden Leaf Shinobi. We have Naruto in his standard appearance and another of him in 6 Pass Sage mode, Sakura, Hinata, Tsunade, and Jariah. And then we have Haku and Zabuza. I especially love the Zabuza one, which came with his Executioner's Blade. I also have an Akatsuki set to show you guys. I love so many characters in Naruto, but the Akatsuki are my favorite, so it was fun putting these together in particular. This set comes with Pain, Nagato, Konan, Zetsu, Tobi, Itachi, Kisame, and Deidara. By the way, a lot of these come with extra bodies, weapons, and some of them even have reversible faces, so they have different display options, which is nice. They also sent over some 3D art for me to show you guys from a lot of different series. All of these are by Raven Studio. The first one they sent over is of Shinobu, the insect Hashira from Demon Slayer. She has a really stylized look in this, but I really like the way she looks. Next are two from Inuyasha. The first is of Sasha Maru and Ren. I really love how they layered this one because it looks as if they are sitting in different areas of the frame. The perspective is really cool too. The second is of Inuyasha, Sesshomaru, and Toga, and again, the layering is cool on this one and they really look like they are standing out from the background. Even though I like all of these, the next three are definitely my favorites. The first is of Jariah and Naruto. This one is just really sweet and it brings a smile on my face when I see it. The relationship is one of my favorites and I just love this one and the emotion it conveys. The second features artwork of Ichigo. I love the way it transforms and shows some of his different forms. And finally, the third features art from Attack on Titan, one of my all-time favorites. The way they are all layered on this one to make it look as if they are all maneuvering together is awesome. This one is probably my favorite of the bunch. Raven Studio does some great work and I can't wait to put these up on display throughout the house. KDC Frieza also arrived in from FavorGK. I couldn't wait to get this one so I could display him next to KDC Super Saiyan Goku. Their fight on Namek is one I'll never forget, so I had to have these two. I unboxed KDC Goku in my last haul if you'd like to see more of that one, but here's what they look like together real quick. I've been in search of a Frieza statue for a while, especially in his 4th form, and I couldn't be happier to finally have one of them in the collection, especially one that looks this good. The sculpt and paintwork all around is incredible. The sculpting of Frieza's muscles in particular though is top notch. The shading they added adds more definition to them, but they didn't overdo anything, which I appreciate. On top of the paintwork, they also added these battle damage scratches that make it look even more as if he stepped out of the scene in the anime. He comes with 2 upper body sculpts which key into the base via the back leg that's sculpted atop the base. His first sculpt shows him with both arms out to the side forming 2 energy balls. He has an open mouth smirking expression on this head sculpt. The narrowness of his eyes and the maniacal grin on his face is very characteristic of Frieza, so KDC did a great job here. The blood details show he's taken some blows in battle with Goku. They also cast the purple sections of his body, and you'll see this on both body sculpts in clear resin which they painted purple. These sections really catch the light, and I love the look of them against the white color they chose for his body. The other sculpt shows him forming the Death Ball. The Death Ball came separately sculpted and it rests atop his finger. I'm having a hard time picking between the two and which one I'll want to display because they both look awesome. There's something about this one though that captures me a bit more because this image of Frieza has been burned into my mind since the 90s. That cross-armed, pointed finger and his tilted head and face that dons yet another maniacal but this time closed-mouth grin is unforgettable. The way they sculpted his legs and the partial floating effect they achieved is incredible too. Since his back leg is sculpted onto the base, Frieza is secure even though his other leg is out in front of him, being supported by nothing. You also have the 3 digits of his toes, they are chunky and look accurate as well. Then you have the waves of Namek rising around him, which are present on Goku's statue as well. This element in particular really ties them together. This Frieza statue has a light up feature, and it's actually one of my favorites I've seen so far. Not only do the waves around him light up, but so do the energy balls in his hands on both body sculpts. The waves light up into this bright green vivid color, and as does the energy ball, which illuminates into this purpley pink color. The way the green highlights Frieza makes him look that much more powerful, but the statue looks amazing when the lights are both on and off. The last thing I want to show you with this one is the extra sculpt stand. You get this black stand that holds the body sculpt you don't currently have on display. This came with Goku as well, so you can have your extra sculpts on display too, and it offers a safe and secure place to store them, which I really like. This next and last one that arrived is one of my most anticipated of the year, maybe even the most anticipated, is Figurama's 1/6 scale Bleach Ichigo vs Ulquiorra statue. This is my favorite Bleach statue in the collection, and it's the best I've seen so far. Not just because it's a diorama, so we have Ichigo and Ulquiorra battling it out, which looks incredible in statue form by the way, but also because of the detail that went into it. Ulquiorra is not an easy character to pull off, especially in his Resurrección Segunda Etapa form, and then you add Ichigo in his Vasalord form to the mix, so they really had their work cut out for them with this one. On top of that is a dynamic scene that sees the two clashing in one of the most pivotal battles of the series. This statue has an energy to it even though it's static because of the poses they are in, but also the elements that are added around them. Most notably the green and red energy waves underneath them that are also clashing at the center like two opposing forces. I want to talk about both Ichigo and Ulquiorra's sculpts because they are phenomenal. Ulquiorra's wings are one of my favorite things about this statue. I think they took what they learned from the Devilman statue and applied it here, which I'm happy about because that statue looks incredible as well. They have the look and texture of bat wings and they look but also feel real. Figurama respected the anime as well as Tite Kubo's character designs, but it's realistic touches like these that bring this scene to life in statue form. All of his details, the composed and unexpressive expression on his face, everything about Ulquiorra feels effortless, the way he moves, fights, and they somehow captured that on this statue. In one hand he is forming the Cerro Oscarus, and in the other hand he's holding the javelin-like weapon, the Lanza del Relapongo, aka the Lance of Lightning. And then there's Ichigo's sculpt. His skull-like head, the sculpting of his horns, the way his orange hair flows behind him as if he's in movement, the different textures and musculature of his body, the more pitted skull-like elements, and how they make it look as if his clothing is worn and torn is just amazing. Ichigo has the Tensa Zangetsu in one hand. The sword is cast out of die-cast metal by the way, so it has a premium look to it. The hilt is precisely painted, and the broken chain detail is added at its end. Everything here is accurate to Ichigo in his Vasalord form, and the way they were able to achieve and successfully execute all of the different textures that are on Ichigo and Ulquiorra's body sculpts is impressive to say the least. Both Ichigo and Ulquiorra come with swap outs. Ichigo has a different jaw swap out that allows you to display him with his mouth open and a yelling expression. Ulquiorra comes with a hand swap out which replaces the hand holding the Lance of the Lightning. Also there's a separately sculpted Crimson Cerro Blast that you can place between Ichigo's horns. Both Cerro effects, the Cerro and Cerro Oscarus, are both optional and are removable. I really enjoy the fact they included some extras and different display options with the statue though because they add even more versatility to it. And finally, I want to show you guys this light up feature on the statue. These types of things always look better in person than you do on camera, but I try my best to accurately show what the lights look like on these statues as best as I possibly can. So the energy waves on the base light up underneath and the effect is incredible. You get these red highlights on Ichigo and green highlights on Ulquiorra that further set the scene. All in all, this is the best Bleach statue I've unboxed to date. A lot of exciting stuff came in, but I have more on the way that I can't wait to show you guys on the channel, so stay tuned. If you're a fan of anime statues, be sure to check out my other statue reviews and showcases I currently have on the channel. Also, let me know what statues or figures you guys have on the way this year in the comments below. And that's it guys for the video. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you all next time.